Well, hello, friends. Hope you're having a great day today. Welcome to Wednesday's edition of Take 5. We are dealing with the subject that we have simply entitled Rapture Q A, Questions and Answers. And we are trying to ask and answer 4 questions this week that seems to be popping up over and over again that people have about this great event called the rapture. I believe in the time that we have spent in studying the rapture over the past 3 or 4 weeks, however long it's been, I believe that we should have a proper understanding of it. I believe that our understanding should be, I think, better than it was when we began this. Now, here's the thing. I told you yesterday, I told you Sunday, I may tell you tomorrow if I remember. Understanding is nothing if it's not mixed with faith. You have got to mix what you know and what you have learned and what you understand. You have got to mix it with faith or it's no good. We don't make it through on just knowledge alone. It has to be a knowledge that we gain and then the faith that we put in that knowledge and then the works that follows that faith as we obey the knowledge that we have learned. Yesterday, we asked and tried to answer the question, what's the world going to look like immediately after the rapture? And we learned it's going to really be a chaotic mess. Today, let's ask and try to answer this question, who gets raptured? Now, I know you wouldn't think that that's something necessary to talk about it, but it absolutely is, because the rapture is restricted to only those living or dead who are saved by faith in Jesus Christ. Now, I'm aware that claiming something like that clashes with the values and the norms of society today. If you would have told me 10, 15, 20 years ago that we would be living in a society today where so many people feel like that all you got to do is just be alive to be saved and to be right with the Lord, I would have told you there is no way, but that's where we live at today. And when you begin to make a statement like we just did that says the rapture is restricted to only those who are saved by faith in Jesus Christ, it can be quite dangerous in some arenas of life to say that, because we live in this time when the majority wants to believe that everybody is going to heaven when they die or when the rapture takes place. Sorry to tell you that this could not be farther from the truth. I really am sorry to say that. I wish everybody could be saved. I wish everybody was saved. I wish all you had to do to be saved was to be born and lived, and then when you die, everybody goes to heaven. But the fact is, this concept of all dogs go to heaven, this does not apply. It's not biblical. It's invalid, and we need to make sure that we understand it. There is a requirement that must be met in order to qualify for the rapture of the church, this great catching away of the saints. And that requirement is that a person believe in and have faith in the finished work of Jesus Christ at Calvary. Now, please understand, this is not just a belief in the existence of God or in the existence of Jesus, because James 2:19 tells us that the devils believe in the existence of God and of Jesus. So it's not that. The belief we must have is a wholehearted faith that knows that our only means of salvation and redemption and standing holy before God comes through the person of Jesus Christ. That's it. It's not anything else. We have nothing to do with that. The church has nothing to do with that. Preachers have nothing to do with that. Good living has nothing to do with that. Our ancestors have nothing. I don't care how saved your grandma was. It's got to be a personal relationship. What we know has nothing to do with it. Water baptism has nothing to do with it. The baptism of the Holy Spirit has nothing to do with it. The only thing that qualifies us for the rapture of the church is saving faith in the finished work of Jesus Christ, in the fact that He died to pay the penalty for our sin, and He rose again to break the power of our sin. He's the double cure, and that is the only thing that qualifies us for the rapture. The 3 major passages that we have read over the past several weeks that talk about the rapture. John 14, 1 Corinthians 15, and 1 Thessalonians 4. Every one of them talk about those who believe in Jesus Christ. Real quick, let's look at them. John 14, Jesus said, "Let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go to prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, you can be also." Who's he talking to? Back to verse 1, those that believe in him. Nothing else qualifies you. You must believe in the work that he did at Calvary. 1 Corinthians 15, and we're going to skip a bunch of verses for sake of time, but if you need to, go read it. 1 Corinthians 15, the whole chapter really tells the whole story. But verse 17 says, "If Christ has not been raised from the dead, then our faith is for nothing, because we're still guilty of our sin." So because he was raised from the dead, we can put our faith in him and be delivered from our sin. And then verse 23 said, "But everyone will be raised to life in the right order. Christ was raised first. Then when Christ comes, those that belong to him will be raised to life." Those that belong to him. Now I'm going to tell you something. There's this fad going around that people want to say, well, we're just all God's little children. Well, I'm just going to tell you something. We are not all God's little children. We may be all his possession, but we are not his children until we are born from above, born again. That makes God our Father, and that's what makes us his children. And Paul tells us it's through faith. And then 1 Thessalonians 4 says, "If we believe that Jesus died and rose again, even so God will bring with him those that sleep in Jesus." So all three of those, each one of these passages wraps its roots tightly around faith in Jesus Christ. There is no other way to be saved. There's no other way to the Father. There's no other name under heaven whereby men can be saved. Faith in Jesus Christ is the only thing that will qualify you for this great event called the rapture of the church. The question is, who will be raptured? The answer is, those who have saving faith in Jesus Christ are going to be caught up off of this planet when Jesus comes, and I believe it could be any time now. Well, hey, I've got to get out of here. It's been good being with you today. I look forward to being with you tomorrow on Thursday's edition of Take 5. Till then, God bless you. Have a great day. Hey, trust the Lord, friend. He will never fail you.